Hello and welcome to this tutorial about WordPress. Now in this tutorial we are going to talk about plugins that we had installed in the previous tutorial, and we are going to check out all of them one by one. First of all, we see Akismet anti-spam plugin. Now to activate this plugin, you actually need to have an API key. Here you can go to the settings and go to set up your Akismet account. When you click on that, you are redirected to the akismet.com site. Here, click on set up your Akismet account. Here you get an option for the various plans that are available to choose from. Now, if you have a personal website, you can go to Get Personal, and here you can either plan to purchase it for a specific amount, or you can move the slider to a $0, and then you can add your email address and the other details. But for this kind of a subscription or account, you will have to check all of these. Verify that you do not have ads on your site, and you do not sell products or services on the site, and you do not promote a business on your site. If you do not do any of these, you can continue with the personal subscription. Okay. Otherwise, it will not allow you to have a personal subscription. Next, we have cookies. Now, some of the plugins require detailed instructions, so I will create specific tutorials for them. Here we will check out most of the other ones which we can easily configure. Now, this is cookie notice that we had installed by dfactory. Go to settings. Where would you find it otherwise is on the left sidebar in the dashboard. You can scroll down to the settings section. Under settings, you will see the cookie notice option. When you click on it, you will see the settings related to cookie notice. Here is the message that you can display on the cookie banner. The text to be displayed on the button, that is the accept the notice. Next is if you want to enable privacy policy link. If you enable this, then you will also have to select the page for your privacy policy. Next is refuse consent. If you want to give an option to the visitor to refuse to give the consent or to revoke the consent, so you can enable that option as well. Next is reloading. Enable to reload the page after the notice is accepted. Entirely depends if you want to do that. Generally, it is not so. Next is on scroll. Enable to accept the notice when user scrolls, or do you want to have it right in the beginning? Now, if you want to have it only after the user scrolls, enable this. And after how many pixels of scrolling do you want to show the notice? 100 pixels or deeper? On click, enable to accept the notice on any click on the page. Till the time the user does not click on the page, the notice will not be displayed. Accepted expiry, the amount of time that the cookie should be stored for when user accepts the notice. It is for 1 month. Rejected expiry, again 1 month. If the user has not accepted the notice, then for how long do you want to keep it expired? Script placement. You can choose if you want to keep it in the header or the footer section. Generally, it is the header section because we want this notice to be displayed as the page is loading. So if we wait for the page to load till the footer section and then display the notice, then that is different. But as soon as the header is loaded, we want to display the notice alongside. So we'll keep it in header. Deactivation. Enable if you want all the plugin data to be deleted on deactivation. You can choose if you want to do that. Now here is an additional Corona banner if you want to display the statistics or some precautionary measures related to pandemic. So you can choose that. Next is the design. In the design option, again, you can specify what kind of banner do you want. How do you want to position it, the animation style, button style, and stuff like that. So, and the colors. So all of this is customizable. Okay. Save changes. All right. Next plugin that we have is, go to plugins, installed plugins, Elementor Page Builder. Now, how to use Elementor Page Builder? I will give you a quick demo of how you can use it. Let us suppose that this is the Contact Us page on which I want to use the Elementor Page Builder. Click on Edit with Elementor. You will either see it here or on the top. So just click on Edit with Elementor. Now this is some text that I had already written using the normal WordPress editor. That has been converted into a section, a text section. What you can do is, here you see the elements related to the Elementor plugins. Now you can use any of these elements which are for free. Now these are locked because they come with the pro version. We are using the free version. So in the free version, we have these elements, that is the basic elements, and we have the general elements. Okay. Now let's suppose first of all, I want 2 columns. Here is the edit section option. When you click on this, you will see the settings related to the section on the left hand side. The content width, should it be boxed or full width? I will keep it to boxed. If you want, you can stretch the section and it will become full width. I do not want to stretch it. Next is column gaps. This is default. If you want to keep it narrow or wide, it is going to increase the spacing. Okay. Similarly, you have the height and other options that you can choose. Then is the style. For the section, that means this entire section, that is including both the columns. The background type, if you want to insert a slideshow or a video or a gradient or a basic color, a classic color. Background overlay, again you can specify that. Then is the border of the section, if you want to have borders around it. Let's say I want a solid border that should be 5 inch or 3. Okay. Next is the hover option, and on hover effect if you want to change the border. So similarly, you will have the typography as well if you want to change it. So you can change all of that. Now we'll go to this inner section. That is the left column. In the left column, I want a text editor. Okay. And here in the text editor, I will write the contact details, which can include the address, phone, email, and on the right side, then go to elements, and I am going to insert a shortcode. So I will add a shortcode. Now what is the shortcode? We will go to contact form and we will copy the shortcode for the form, enter that here, and you will see the form is added to the contact us page, right? Similarly, you can stylize this as well. If you want to increase the padding for the element, and you want to increase the margins, if you want to give a motion effect, entrance, fade down, or zoom in, or just fade in. So this is how you can add the elements and design your page. Now you can further add more sections by adding more widgets to this page. From here, when you click on these dots on the top, you get the elements which you can use. Now we will go back to the plugins and let's see what is the next plugin that we have. Contact form 7. How to exactly create a form? I am going to create another tutorial for that. So we have done cookie notice. Advisor bridge, again I will create a separate tutorial for that. Elementor we have done. Frame theme demo importer is no more required. Hello Dolly we have deactivated. Login lockdown. Now again, where will you find it is under settings. When you click on settings, when you hover the mouse on settings, go to login lockdown. Here you can see maximum login retries that are allowed. So suppose you want the visitor to enter the login details. How many tries do you want them to have? Let's say 3. And retry time period restriction 5 minutes. Next is the lockout length, for how long a specific IP address should be blocked once it has been locked down, is 60 minutes. Lockout invalid usernames. Generally we do not lock out because that it can be a typing error where somebody might by mistake enter an invalid username. So we do not want to lock them out. Mask login errors. WordPress generates certain errors. We do not want to mask them. Next is show credit link. Now do you want to show the credit link or not? Entirely depends. And click on update settings. Next, simple CSS. When you go to appearance, from here you will get to simple CSS. What this does is it creates a simple CSS editor within the website itself where you can add some code, okay, and save that CSS, and that will be applicable throughout the website, which is going to override your existing theme settings. For example, I have and you can see that this is h1 tag, that is the title tag, and this has changed to green color because of the CSS that we have written. If I remove this, and I go back, it is back to the default color, that is black. Okay. Next is Smash Balloon Instagram feed. Now you go here. On the left side, you will see settings. For this, what you need to do is you need to be connected to your Instagram account, and while you are logged into your Instagram account, click on Connect an Instagram account. Select what kind of account it is and click on Connect. And it is automatically going to pick up the account that you are logged in with on the Instagram. And then you can follow the settings to authorize this plugin to have access to your Instagram account. Now once that is done, then you have to go to Customize, width of the feed 100% or maybe only 80%, height of the feed 50 pixels, okay. Background color, if you want to set a specific background color. For the Instagram section, you can specify that. Okay. Next is number of photos that you want, number of columns that you want, padding around images. It can be 5 or even 10 pixels. Disable mobile layout. No, because the layout might change depending on the aspect ratio of the device. So save changes. Next is display your feed. For that, what you need to do is copy this section, Ctrl C. This is the short code for the Instagram feed. Now, wherever you want to display this feed, suppose you want to do it on the home page. Let's go to the home page. From appearance, I am going to the customize option. In the customize option, we are on WordPress. So I will go to one of the sections, maybe Okay. So this is saying that the account is not connected. That is why it is showing an error. I'll go back. Section content. And so you can remove the rest of the sections as well and just have the Instagram feed here. And then click on publish. Or else you can go to the home page, edit with Elementor, and from here you can then again choose a shortcode. Just click and drag it and enter the shortcode here. Instagram feed. It is showing the same error because the account has not been set up. If you would have set up the Instagram account, it would have displayed the feed here on the home page in this specific section. So you have two options, either to change it in any of these sections below or to create a new section here. Next, we will go back to installed plugins. After the Instagram feed, then we have these social media share icons, ultimate social media icons. In this, what you have is the settings for various options. Now, here are the social media icons that you would need for your posts and pages to be shared. Now, where all do you want it to be enabled? You can choose from here. If you want, you can check any other as well. Next is what you want the icons to do. One is the RSS feed. One is the email, the Facebook. Now here, do you want them to share the post? Suppose somebody has liked the post and they want to share it on their Facebook account. Using this button, they'll be able to share it. And do you also want them to be redirected to your page? If yes, then check on this visit my Facebook page. Then you will have to enter the address or the URL of your page here. Okay, that is what you will need to do. Similarly for Twitter, where shall they be displayed? Now, if you want it to be displayed all throughout your website's pages, you can choose that. If you want to show them via a widget, you can use that. Or if you want to place it at a specific location, you can use a shortcode. Ideally, you would want to show it as an icon after the posts. Somebody who's read your post and liked it, they can share it on the social media. There will be responsive icons so that they are responsive to the devices on which they are being served through. And these are the design options which you can use for the icons, and then click on save. So there are other settings as well which you can specify for your social media sharing options. The rest of the plugins, I will create specific tutorials for all of them. So this is about this session. If you found this tutorial helpful, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.